What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Fire Force, this time with Season 3, Episode 2. Good episode last week, felt quite reintroductory, especially the intro, because we had a bit of a recap, which was appreciated, although not so much for me, because I did just rewatch the whole second season. But it was a good episode. Bit of a twist with Obi getting taken in, and then Burns turning traitor. I struggle to actually call it that just yet. I mean, seems like he's a traitor, but like I said, I got this weird feeling that the evangelist is not maybe not evil per se. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really 100% sure what to make of it. But I think they were talking about killing Obi last week, which I certainly hope is not the case. But yeah, do let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I mean, turning Obi into an Infernal is essentially killing him, right? So yeah, I wonder if he'll just like firm it. Wouldn't be awfully surprised that Obi showed to be pretty ridiculous for just some guy. He's almost like the Saitama of Fire Force. Have given this opening song a full listen to, and I really like it. I like it a lot more than I did on initial hearing, and I love this. I think it's Killer Queen Bee, is it? I don't know. This band especially is quite confusing name wise for me. They've had like, I've called them like 3 different things over the years. One of them being the name of one of their songs. There is. I do actually prefer the full version of this though. I'm not sure there's that much difference, but I do just think the full version of the song sounds better. Do you know what I did notice? We did have all of Shinra's like training at the end of last season, but I don't actually remember seeing too much of what. I mean, I know Arthur completed it as well, but we didn't actually see what Arthur kind of went through. I don't think. But yeah, I think this is like the song is edited slightly differently for the opening. Again, I could be talking absolute nonsense. But the editing of the song is slightly different, and I much prefer the full version. Again, that might just be like totally incorrect, but I feel like I much prefer that song when I listen to it my own time than I do watching it. Strangely. Didn't you? Didn't hear about that? That's, I think I get where he's coming from there. But you could take that in 2 extremely different ways. I mean, you should go and find someone, or you're going to die soon, so you best not. Everybody, I mean, if these guys don't get things sorted, everybody could die soon, so yeah, I think he's looking at it the wrong way. I was gonna. I mentioned earlier how we didn't hear about this guy's dad dying. I guess this was before everybody joined. Then I was kind of wondering where this was time wise. Obviously, it was before Obi got taken in, but this is okay. This is when it just got started up. Okay. You know what? It does remind me a little bit of 21 Jump Street. The kind of base of operations in those movies. I think they're based off like an old series, but I don't know what it is. Again, I wouldn't be too surprised if Obi just firmed this insect, just shat it out, shat the insect out whole. Jesus Christ. Got some good form. I mean, you do see that in prisons, though. You know, just what else is there to do apart from getting ripped? Use this. Wait, what do they say? They say he captured Shinra and kept him hostage. But that's not the smartest thing to do. I mean, I get they're trying to cover this up, but why would you cover this up by having the person who'd been abducted just walking around totally free? Um, yeah, like the fact that they haven't silent, they have no way to. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, probably don't really know what I'm talking about. They could probably silence Shinra virtually on TVs and such if they wanted to, but it's just like. Like if I saw this as Shinra, I'd go out and make a statement like, no, no, he didn't. Who cares at the end of the day? Who cares about? Well, that's the thing. It's unfortunate because these are the people we do this for, like random bystanders here. They're just like they just believe everything they hear and see, and yeah, those things, isn't it? Like everybody from every fucking group knows that this is not true. So who the fuck are these? If angels. Indeed. He was on that trip at the end of last season. It's amazing how quickly, like, the power of like governments and religions can change the views on things so much, isn't it? And so quickly, and how people get just like eat it up. All throughout history, that's been a thing. It's just incredible how easy it is actually. Where's Joker at? I want to see these. I want to see him and Joker again. That was one of my favorite episodes of this whole series. I think that's great chemistry. Chemistry. Wow. I mean, like they should have an experience in this. You should see how to find the truth. Ah, there he is. Jay. I guess so. Yeah, I guess we're in a similar category now, aren't we? Ah, Kirosa. Man, honestly, Joker might be the most trustworthy guy in the whole show for me. It's just like, just know you can trust this guy. Which seems crazy because on appearance, you'd be like, fuck no. But honestly, as much like from everything I've seen of the guy, he's literally the most trustworthy person in this whole show. Maybe just because his backstory is so like there's no returning to that, if you know what I'm saying. There's no way he could like be a traitor or whatever. Judging from what we saw from his backstory and him growing up. Step into the darkness. Step into the darkness. Nah, and everybody knows his voice actor is just cool as fuck as well. Almost looks like a nightclub. Are there? Who would that be? Who's you referring to then? Ideological offenders. That not just like very dodgy. Ideological. Is that not crazy? Is that whole sentence not crazy? Sorry, I do just want to make sure I'm not being very stupid here. Didn't mean to click that. Ideological. I'm googling the word just to make sure I know what it means. Something non-physical. I mean, yes, there can be crimes committed non-physically, but wow, incredible! I spelled that right in the first book. Based on relating with yeah, it's basically just like going against the word of God, being a heathen or a pagan. Probably the closest thing to relate it to in terms of this show and the whole religion and so on. I think people are getting a little bit bored of that whole kind of religion bad thing, aren't they? You see that a lot with that Adi Shankar's works, which I haven't checked out any of, and probably won't just because I've liked anything I've seen, to be honest with you. But it's not. I mean, it's obviously a big central part of the show, isn't it? I'm an atheist, but I did grow up in a Christian school and didn't go to church often, but not every Sunday, but some Sundays would end up walking the school to church and so on. So I do appreciate some Christian values and such. I think they, especially in your early years, they do teach you like good values and morals. But I do again. I just I did become an atheist. Like there's stuff to appreciate. There's stuff that's not so good as well. That's for sure. But governing people's thoughts and arresting people for their ideologies. Well, that world will become a scary place when that happens. The world will become a scary place. They're doing a lot of this season, aren't they? A lot of these kind of explaining, a lot of explaining on the side. But yeah, I'm not major again. Like stuff like Orb and other shows I've watched on religion have been fairly interesting. But in terms of like the real world and the, hearing about politics and stuff like that, I've got absolutely no interest in. Which is again quite funny considering how much I like that section in Orb, and I have seen it done in interesting ways for sure. It just feels like again it just feels like a lot of shows and such just keep saying the same thing over and over again. In Tokyo. But I will say like the look into stuff like that in this show is not one of the main reasons I'm interested or I like the show. To be honest with you, it probably is just to pause so I don't miss anything. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the show and I enjoy it. People's a tough one because there's shows like Solo Leveling and such that I don't care for that have little to no kind of themes or story, which is just like it's just mindless fun. This show is slightly different to that. It does have some like mindless fun. It's got some nice animation and fight scenes. It's got some. I care mostly for like the characters and just like the style of it, and the story is solid. But again, I don't. I'm not like overly interested in anything the show's kind of like trying to say. Not that that means that that's a like it's doing it bad or whatever. I'm just like not one of my main takeaways from watching the show. Same thing with Soul Eater. I really enjoyed Soul Eater mostly for the kind of style and the characters and just like the swagger things. A little bit like Bleach in that sense. Like sometimes I like what Bleach has to say, but other times it's just like oh well yeah that kind of is what it is, and it's the same with the show. So it's not awfully it's not like a masterpiece script or anything. It gets the job done. But with stuff like religion, I feel like it's quite a tough one too. Kind of have food around my mouth. Apologies. Yeah, it's, yeah, it's just weird to comment. It feels like that. I wrote that. It just feels like they're just like stuff like sayings like these. Like there is what'd she say here? There is nothing that cannot be moved by money. Just like it feels like you just have like a point like that, like these one-off kind of one-liners and such, and try to expand upon it. Um, Feels like that's what's kind of going on at the start of the season. Like I said, I maybe it's because I haven't noticed it so much in previous seasons, but that kind of the hidden themes are kind of coming through more now in this season. It does feel like, and like I said, it's not something I overly care too much for. Again, not saying it's bad. It's just is. I said I just ate my tea, so I probably should have looked in the mirror or something before I start recording. She's the one who killed one of the other captains. She's got that Doomfist hand. Oh, well, it is actually a real hand. Omirabuto. Hmm. Like I said, I feel like he'll just like he'll piss it out or something. He'll shit it out. It's just like he'll eat it and it'll just pass through him. It's like his intestines and his insides are that strong. What the fuck is that? Lizard. Of course. Fucking Child dragon. I mean, I guess. Yeah, close. Honestly, not a million miles away. I would be pretty pissed to be given that name. That is a slightly cringe name. Just keep it a Joker. But yeah, what I said earlier, like a minute ago, kind of goes with the whole what I said about like the media and such as well. It's just like these kind of points that are expanded upon slightly, but they're just like you've seen them quite a lot before. It's blinding. Oh, oh, how cute. Yeah, I guess you are protector. I really like that scene with the dark skinned guy who's the protector of Halmia. Protect when he protected Shinra. I really like that. And I know from pausing the episode, yeah, I know from pausing the episode, unfortunately, we're going to be ending there. Good episode though. Pretty much a whole setup here, but like I did say, I feel like a lot of the points that I don't fully understand it yet. Is the thing I'm commenting on, and I don't fully see the full picture of it all yet, especially like religion wise and what they're commenting on. Again, probably missing some things. Some of it probably because we haven't fully covered it all yet, but um, there's nothing kind of like I'm majorly interested in that story, in like the whole religion storyline so far. Like I am with the whole eight pillars, especially with Amaterasu and that kind of sacrifice to kind of power everything. I'm interested in that, but like this whole, again, the underlying kind of what they're trying to say is like, one, I don't fully understand yet, and two, I'm not really sure I'll even care too much about. But yeah, it was a decent setup episode. Glad to see Joker's going to be a big part of this upcoming season. Probably one of my favorite characters. Again, him and Shinmon. I love their segment in season 2. Benimaru. Ugh. And I guess we'll finally. I mean, season 2 kind of teased it a little bit. But yeah, we might actually finally be seeing Joker versus Burns. I think that'd be really awesome. Human logic is no more. That kind of like, it reminds me of people thing with religious people say sometimes about that people. I said earlier about how religion does teach you good morals and such, but I do also think, again, as someone that is no longer of faith, or I'm not sure I ever was, to be honest with you. Again, I just grew up in a Christian primary school. I don't think it's true that just because you've never had faith or you don't believe in God that you can't have morals. And there's that whole point of like, if you don't have someone up there to judge you and to reprimand you for your sins and such, then you will continue to like commit sins and so on. And I don't think that's the case. I think you can have good human empathy and morals even if you don't have religion. I think that is quite stupid to say otherwise, to be honest with you. But like I did say, I do think religion actually does a good job in teaching you to treat your neighbour with respect and things with that kind of similar nature. So I think that's bullshit. Okay, so we haven't had too much of an action-heavy start, which is almost quite surprising, to be honest with you. I did think it was going to kick off today, but it looks like that will be next week. A lot of action. Obviously, Burns in action, which is awesome, but and Joker as well. Hopefully, again, we might see Benimaru or some other people join in. That would be really cool as well. It does feel like this is quite a big one, actually, even though we don't know too much of the protectors on the evangelist side of things. I mean, we saw the golden woman at the end of last season, but we only saw her hand and that she killed Harg with relative ease. I don't think she's not the only one there we haven't seen. I mean, unfortunately, we couldn't see anything because they're wearing these white robes, but I don't recognize a couple of their voices, and one of them especially had a really big voice actor that I really like, and I don't believe I've heard him in the show before, so should be a couple new really cool evangelist members as well. But like I said, maybe there's just some things I'm not getting with the storyline, but it's just like, I like the plot of the show we're in right now with Ovi being like taken and such, but again, the kind of underlying message or whatever they're trying to say, I don't really get. I'm not even sure there is an underlying message. As the thing, maybe it's just from my understanding of things. I just yeah, it's just like this show's never been that kind of show to me, if you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't say it's anything like a Solo Leveling with no themes or anything, but it certainly is a bit like a Demon Slayer or yeah, Demon Slayer or something like that. Maybe like Kaiji number 8. It is just like the plot's really good and there's not too much you can take away from it, but you still have a lot of fun with it. Hopefully I'm making sense of what I'm saying there. I don't feel like I am, but yeah, apologies. Do just let me know what you guys thought about this one in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about what I said just there as well. Again, with the original, I'm not sure if it was the first work, but with the only other work I've seen from the creator in Soul Eater, which I've only watched the anime of, which is I think wildly different from the, especially towards the end, from the manga I've heard. Again, I didn't really kind of pay attention to any themes in that either. So again, maybe it's just a me thing. But yeah, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. Just to end off that point, is just like the style of these shows is definitely what keeps me coming back. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and have a good rest of your day.